What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for the post-match fan show as Tottenham have won by 2-0 against QPR in our second pre-season game just before the tour, just before we fly out. Well, the team fly out to Japan and Korea. We fly out to Singapore, Japan and Korea. We fly out on Monday, arriving Tuesday. Very much looking forward to it. But yeah, a few talking points today. I think that all in all, I think it was a good performance. I do think that second goal did come against the run of play, but a very good cross and performance by Mikey Moore in that second half. Bissouma, which we never mentioned, getting his first goal for the football club in a really nice goal, really well taken, nice football build-up play. And something that I don't think I mentioned, but I think Kulusevski as well played very well in the last 20 minutes when he did come on in the first half. Important to note as well that Lucas Bergvall-Ange has said that he should be okay. It's not a significant injury, so that is music to all our ears.
Yeah, I'm delighted about that because he had a really encouraging cameo when he started, and we're all excited to see him from the start. And I didn't think he disappointed. I thought he was really, really solid, and he was knitting the play together, and he looked bright. He was the hub of all the good Tottenham moves that were occurring in the first 20 minutes. We started really well, really sharply. Unfortunately, the game died down a bit. We didn't get that opening goal, and QPR grew back into the game. I thought we finished the half strongly in that first half with Bissouma getting his goal. We had a flurry of late chances, which we maybe could have taken more advantage of. Unfortunately, we didn't finish them. And second half, obviously, I thought was a bit of a damn squib, unfortunately, not just from Tottenham's point of view. I thought the game died down a bit. We made changes, they made changes. It became a bit disjointed. QPR kind of were having a lot of set pieces and were putting us under a lot of pressure. And I think our defence stood up well. Phillips Phillips, Spence, Emerson, Abbott, and especially the goalkeeper Gunter did a really good job keeping that clean sheet, and we did end up getting that goal late in the game to seal the win. Another assist from Mikey Moore, who's had a stellar pre-season so far, and Scarlett getting his first goals of pre-season, so really encouraging couple games for our youngsters. That's the main takeaway for me, and yeah, really looking forward to the tour now and seeing what we can do.
Yeah, well, the lines are busy, so let's go over and speak to see who we have on, and excited to get all your opinions. Gold members, the link is in the community section right now if you want to come on and have your say. But without further ado, let's go to our first guest, a special guest, and welcome back to the channel to my grandpa, great-grandpa Brian.
Hi.
How you doing, Grandpa?
I'm fine. I've got no picture, though.
You can't see us?
No. I can just see your post-match fan show live, but I can't see you.
You can hear us?
Pardon?
You can hear us, though?
I can hear you, and you can hear me, yes?
Yes, we can hear you, and we can see you.
Oh, well. Good. Anyway, I've got 1 point to make. I mean, I agree with you, it's great seeing the youngsters, but I think you're forgetting the reason for these matches. They're not about winning, they're about seeing who should not be playing as well.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of work to do over the next 5 weeks in deciding who he's going to sell, who he's going to play, and who's going to buy. And for all the work now in these private matches, for him to be able to make those decisions. Whether we win or not, it's not important. What's important is who we're going to keep, who are the prospects to keep, and who are we going to buy. I think that's really, and I think he's getting there. It's quite obvious the 2 or 3 youngsters that he's going to keep, Bergvall particularly, Moore, and you know, I still think Lancashire, and I can't understand why he played him for such little time. I mean, last time he only played him for part of one of the halves, and this time he only played him for about 20 minutes. And I'm really quite surprised because I think he's a big opportunity for us. These are the decisions that he's got to make, and I think all your trip is going to be about these decisions he's got to make. Not only who to keep, but who not to keep.
And who do you think he won't keep based on what you saw today?
I didn't see anybody. I can only hear what you said.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I mean, I think Solomon, maybe Werner, they didn't really.
Well, he's got to keep Werner now.
Werner we just signed, I guess, but they didn't really impress too much. But yeah, it was all about the youngsters so far in pre-season. And Mikey Moore now got a goal. He got a goal last game, and he got an assist today.
Yeah.
For a player who's 16 years of age, he's got an unbelievable future, doesn't he?
Yes. I think Emerson is also one of the debatable ones.
Emerson.
When they're going to, he was one of my favourites, but he's got to decide whether to keep him. Holbeer is still a big decision he's got to make. But it also depends on how much he's prepared to spend on new players. So it's got a real juggle at level, and it'd be interesting to see.
Oh, sorry, I can hear something.
Can whoever's in the back end please mute themselves because you're coming through on the live thing. Grandpa, a player that's been a bit of a forgotten man over the last couple of years and really starting to emerge himself in this pre-season is Jed Spence at right back.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts? Is he really fighting his way into the manager's plans now?
I think he is. I think he's been away, hasn't he, on loan?
Yeah.
And I think it's made all the difference. And he's certainly playing well. Yeah. It's more who is not going to keep that matters. It's becoming obvious who she should keep.
Yeah.
There's at least 4 or 5 of the youngsters that he's got to keep. I think the average age of the whole division is going to go down 5 years.
It's looking that way at the moment.
So many youngsters coming in, and they're learning faster than they did before. And I think that's going to make all the difference. And I think we're in a good place for that because we've got a very, very strong academy.
Yeah, maybe we're only finally reaping the rewards of redoing the academy in the training ground. About 10 years ago, I think we did it.
I think even more.
Maybe about 15 years ago, and maybe we're finally starting to reap the benefits from that because it's something that we haven't quite brought in enough young players through. Maybe during that time, but now we've got a lot of players who could potentially break through.
Yeah, which is really exciting. And those ones that come in will play the Angie system because that's what they're training on.
Yeah, and it's also perfect for Levy and FFP, isn't it? Because if you can make your own players, that's a lot better than spending big money on players, isn't it?
Of course it is. Or you spend more money on a very, very good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of talk, so it's going to be very interesting. And I think you're going to be at the end where all the news is going to come from when you're away there. So we're looking forward to your feedback.
You're going to have to keep us updated, Grandpa.
Grandpa, did you get your prediction right today? What was your prediction before the game?
I didn't have a prediction because I didn't care whether we won or not.
Fair enough.
I was much more thinking about his strategy of how he's going to play people, how he's going to turn them around. And it's very interesting to watch that because every move he makes is a reason. And he wouldn't do it unless he's got a reason. It's whether he's thinking of keeping them or whether he's thinking of them not staying. Which I'm sure with Solomon, for instance, he's playing Solomon just to make sure that he shouldn't be playing him.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see who does come and go, stay and go. But we do have just over a month left. I think about 40 days left of the transfer window, and a lot of business left to do. So let's hope they get going pretty soon.
That's right. And, enjoy your trip. And
thank you very much.
Make the most of it.
We will do.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Grandpa. Good to see you.
Bye.
See you soon.
Yeah. Some very good points there, to be honest. I mean, we all know, it doesn't really matter if we win or lose, but knowing which players to keep, knowing which players to get rid of is, the first step, isn't it? And do you think right now Ange does know that, who he wants to keep and who he wants to let go of? Not even just let go of in terms of a transfer, but a loan as well.
I think he's got a good idea, but I think obviously he's willing to have his mind changed if a situation changes or things change. But I'm sure he came into this summer with a good idea of exactly what he wants. That's what he said. And he's had a whole year now to look at a lot of these players. So I don't think anything's going to be a major surprise to him, but I'm guessing he's giving a few players one more opportunity to prove themselves or prove that they can be part of his first team.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to our next caller. And for the first time this season, we are going to Ross. Ross, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good, guys. And your granddad was right. I just see the thumbnail. I don't see you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that something on your rendezvous? I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what's going on, but as long as you can hear us, that's the main thing.
We'll old school it, like old school call-in shows.
Exactly. We can see you, so
okay, cool.
That's all good. But yeah, talk to me. What was your thoughts on the game today?
Good. It was a friendly. I mean, that's the main thing. But another good showing. The young guys. I mean, these young guys, man. It's just incredible the young talent that we've got coming up through here. I mean, I'm not used to this. I mean, we have a young guy here, young guy there, and we've got all these guys coming through. Gray did really well again at playing center back. I mean, the kid's out of position, and he's just, that doesn't bother him. He's just in there making plays. Bergvall again. I hope he's all right. I think I just read on X that it was wasn't anything serious, Ange said, but he was just all over the place, just gliding everywhere, doing everything, and really nice to see my guy Basizzle get the goal finally. I mean, that's the first one. I was thinking about that. Like, yeah, he hasn't scored in any competition or preseason or anything, but that was a heck of a move.
It's his first goal, but Ange Basuma was doing an interview after the game, and Ange said it's only a friendly, Basuma.
Yeah, I did see that, but that's great. I mean,
throwing the gauntlet down to do it in a real game.
Yeah, we need him. I mean, it's good to see. I really hope he can keep that going because we need him. And we saw when he kind of fell out of form a little bit in last season and got the red card and had to go away to the Africa Cup. He kind of fell off a little bit. So it'd be really good to see him come back. And then the second half, the Red Jed redemption show continues. I mean, this guy he's a different player. I mean, I'm like, I have to look, was that him? I mean, he is just doing so many good things. He's running into those spaces so well. We really haven't, we had some of that, but we could definitely use that. And there's minutes there for him at fullback, especially with being in Europe now. So he's really seems like he's grasping this opportunity, and I really like seeing that.
Yeah, he's not just a player that can cover right back as well, but he could also cover left back, as he showed at his loan spell at Genoa last season. And he really is grabbing this opportunity with both hands, isn't he?
Oh, for sure. And we need it. I mean, and he's just fitting right in with these guys. And, good to see Dane get in there and get a goal. Most everybody that came in, we got a little press back in the second half, but we got a lot of young guys out there, guys that hadn't played together. So you're going to see that. But, the Mikey Moore continued to, 16 years old. I mean, what were we doing when we were 16? we weren't starting first team for even if it is a friendly. So, to see that, Lancashire, just all the young guys, I really can't say a bad word. And how about the backup keepers? Isn't it nice to see some good play from a backup keeper for once? I mean, good Lord, with some of the guys we had in here. Both of them, Austin, and then who's the other guy?
Luca Gunter.
Gunter, yeah. Oh, that one save was really nice that he had. And he was composed too. And that's another thing, composure. These young guys, they're not like young guys. They just come out there, they plug in, they play. You'd forgive them if they were a little nervous, but they just jump right in, and they're kind of fearless. And I love that.
Ross, Ange at the beginning of the season, has said this season he aims to challenge for a title. He wants to be in a title race. That's always his ambition. He's a winner. He's an ambitious person. Can he do it with some of these youngsters in the team? Are they capable of making that step?
Why not? There was I lived in Orlando. I was an Orlando Magic fan, for years, and Magic, and we made a finals run in 1995, and the saying was, "Why not us? Why not now?" So that's it for these young guys. Why not? If they can perform and step up to the plate and get it done, yeah, why not? Of course he can. Just obviously, it depends on how it pans out. But yeah, if they keep playing the way they are, we're gonna have a pretty fun season, I think.
The only problem I have with that, Ross, is that as a Tottenham and an England fan, I've been saying that for my whole life.
So you guys
Why
know.
not us? Why not now? I said that exactly a few weeks ago for the Euros.
So you guys are familiar with that. Well, we didn't end up. We got swept out of that finals in '95 anyway. So there you go. But it was it was predetermined for me, I guess, to have that Tottenham mentality.
Yeah, my grandpa, just in the call before, I don't know if you heard it, he was talking about, this preseason is all about Ange deciding who he wants to keep, who he wants to let go. Out of the players that you have seen on preseason so far, who hasn't impressed you? Who would you like to see go?
I don't know if I can say completely get them out, 100%. Royals looked a little shaky, but that's a mistake that most people can make. Solomon, but again, he hasn't played in almost a year, so you got to give him a little slack there. But he's had a little issues. But I don't know if anybody that I would say out and out get him out of here. But because most people have done okay, and it's preseason, so you can't really read into that when they got all the rust off them. But no, I can't really say that I'd say somebody, these people, oh yeah, definitely, get them out of here. But if I had to pick somebody, I would probably say Emerson, but it seems like he's kind of got a foot out the door at this point anyway.
Yeah. And, just before we go on the tour, I think Spurs fly out in probably about 4 or 5 days, or maybe even a bit less than that. Are Spurs going to do any business before the tour? Who do you want to see come in, or what positions would you like to see come in? Has the preseason games changed your mind at all?
No, I still think we need a experienced six, an experienced defensive mid. I think Gray can be that guy, and maybe he can, but I think we still need somebody there that's experienced and can help there up top for sure, because with striker, because we don't know what Richarlison's situation is with he's injured, and then I think the Saudi team has come back in for him. And those are my two areas I think we really need to develop. And then just, some backups, maybe some, backup center backs. Because as you see, we're playing midfielders at center back right now. So would not hurt to have some depth there. But I think we might. I think maybe this last week they were kind of letting guys get settled and rest after the Euros and, kind of leaving them be. And then maybe they're going to start this week. We may start hearing some noise going on, hopefully.
The only issue I have with that is because I've been of that thinking ever since the back end of last season that we need a monster six. We need a really big six to come in for this current season. But now Gray's come in, and now the re-emergence of Jed Spence as well. I can't really see a spot for a six to come in, because you got Bissouma, you got Gray. If we do bring in a six, where's Gray going to get his minutes next season? And
that's true.
One player's got to be a full guy in that midfield, surely, and it's got to be someone other than Højbjerg, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think for that, if you're talking about midfield, I think Skip maybe. I mean, I hate to say it, I love Skippy. Skippy's he bleeds blue and white, but I don't know if he really fits too well with what we're doing. I mean, he has had his moments. He's done fine in preseason, and he's playing out of position, so I'm not going to judge him on that. But if we had to pick an odd man out, with that, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Gray really has shown that I think he can handle that. So we'll have to see what happens there.
All right, Ross, thank you so much for coming on today. Hopefully speak to you a lot more throughout the course of the season, my friend.
Absolutely.
And have a good day.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Ross. Thank you for coming on. We've got 200 people in here with us. Everyone go and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. We should be getting a press conference at some stage from Ange Postecoglou from Loftus Road. But let's go on to our next guest. He goes by the name of Mikkel. Thanks for coming on, Mikkel.
Thank you.
Where are you calling from?
Denmark.
Oh, Denmark. So what's your opinion on Højbjerg? You keeping him? You selling him?
Of course, I really like him, but I think we need to sell him.
Fair enough. He does well for your national team, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a great player.
But talk to me about the game today. What were your thoughts?
I think we played decent, but I don't think we was the best. We had good chances, but our finishing wasn't there,
So how do we solve that? Do we need a new striker? Is it need to create more chances? We have one of the best finishers today in Son missing some chances. So how do we solve that problem?
I think it's hard to say. I really like Richarlison, but I think we should get a new striker. Yeah.
Who would you sign? If it was up to you.
For me, of course, the dream signing would be Gyökeres, but I think it's too expensive, and I don't think we'll do it. But maybe Ivan Toney. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, Ivan Toney, you know, he could be coming at a quite modest fee for someone of his ability. You know, you're talking about 40 million, 50 million for someone like Ivan Toney. I think it could be a real good move for Spurs. I've always spoken about his attitude problems, that maybe I wouldn't be so for the transfer, but as the transfer window has progressed, I think it probably would be a good move for us. Talk to me about one of your, well, he's not from your country, but also Scandinavian, in Lucas Bergvall. He went off injured today. Ange says it's not a significant injury, but how good did he look today?
I think it was great. I think there's so much talent there. Even though he's a rival player, I think he kind of reminds me of Ødegaard, you know, and yeah, I think he can be an amazing player.
Yeah, let's just hope the injury is not too serious. When you're looking at a lot of the younger players that you've seen so far in pre-season, who's most impressed you, and who do you think can really have a role to play next season?
Probably Mikey Moore, because he's 16, like he's 2 years older than me. It's kind of crazy, you know.
That's bad.
And you really believe we should put him in the first team and give him a go?
Yeah, 100%.
Mikkel, get to work, and you could be on that pitch soon.
Exactly. 2 years of hard work. You see what's possible.
Yeah.
Where do you play? What position?
Midfielder.
Midfielder. We've got enough midfielders.
Yeah, so you're happy with the tour? You're happy with pre-season so far? Looking forward to the tour? Vissel Kobe, K-League All-Stars and Bayern Munich?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great tour, yeah. I think it's going to be great for players to, especially our young players, to like get the experience, also to play against the teams of Bayern Munich, you know, and yeah, play against great teams.
It's going to be great to see the likes of the Mikey Moores, the Lucas Bergvalls, the Will Lancashires take on the likes of Bayern Munich, because you look at their opposition so far, Hearts and QPR. No disrespect to them, but they're not anywhere near the level of opposition that we're going to be playing maybe in the Premier League. And Bayern Munich is going to be such a big test, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's the most exciting game, and gonna be weird to see Kane play against us, but yeah, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, apparently he's not actually going to be playing in the first one, but when he come back to Tottenham, he will be there, I think, because England went to the final. They're taking an extended break, and they won't be on the tour, unfortunately. But Mikkel, thank you so much for calling today, and hopefully we'll get to speak to you soon.
Yeah, see ya.
See you, mate.
Thanks, Mikkel.
That was Mikkel, I think, first-time caller from Denmark. And even he's saying Sell Højbjerg.
No, he's saying it. I think we got to get to work.
But big up, guys. Thank you for everyone that's called in so far. Have we got any more guests? Not at the minute. I thought I just saw someone. Yeah, he left. Maybe while we're waiting, we can do reacts. I liked a few tweets.
Yeah, do you reckon we have enough? Let's see.
But if you do want to call, the link is in the community section for gold members. Yeah, I think there's enough.
All right.
Can you bring up Twitter?
Oh,
Someone's just joined, have they?
Yes.
All right, we're just lining up our next guest, guys. Just Tottenham Logic, Mr. Allen.
Oh, he's a guy.
I think he's just gone on mute. He's frozen again. All right, can you bring up Twitter on your side? And if you bring up Twitter and then go to our likes, we are Tottenham's likes, and then we'll just go through. Just give us 1 second, guys. We'll be with you very, very soon. The link is in the community section for members. Just do it like that and just put us in the top corner.
Likes. Oh. You're not logged in as us. There you go.
There you go. All right, well, let's go and see how the internet did react to this game today. And we're going to start off, 1 second. We're going to start off with this tweet about Mikey Moore from the Spurs Express saying, a goal contribution in each of the 2 pre-season friendlies so far. And that is one of our own Mikey Moore. And not only just a goal contribution in these 2 games, but also the behind closed doors friendly as well.
Yes, I could say the last 3. And that's very impressive. And he seems to be overcoming all the challenges. League One team, an SPL team, a Championship team. Now it's going to be the Premier League team.
Let's take down Bayern Munich first.
All right, Bayern first.
Well, the J League 1 team first, and then the best team in Korea.
Exactly.
And then the Bayern Munich team, and then the Premier League. Next up is Biro Sunrise from Korea saying, a front view. The kid who took a selfie is cute, and of course Sonny is cute too. The captain bows down and gives a high five to the last baby.
Very cute.
Always showing his love. Always showing his love as our human son. Love that.
Moment. Good moment for the kid.
Next one as well is Malduck7 says, I want to see you running as fast as your forehead in an attack situation. And this was, look at this. Sonny, look how fast he darts back to try and cover the defence.
Yeah, he's always a team player, Sonny, always doing the hard yards. Love that. And look at that, it's a friendly, and yet he's still running back to help his team.
No much hard work is too much hard work for Sonny. Next up is from Tetrunk saying, it feels like it's more than just hype. I think we're in Bellingham territory, to be honest. And that was on reply to a Mikey Moore picture from the Fighting Cock saying mustard.
Watch out for the next World Cup, I would say.
After the last friendly, that's what everyone was saying. World Cup 2026,
Exactly.
Come bring it on.
Mikey Moore's there. I mean, we surpassed Bellingham territory.
Spurs Army saying, very well taken goal. Hopefully this is the Yves Bissouma getting back to his best. And I do think he actually put in a very good display in the first half.
Yeah, he played really well. And it's something that he's been criticised for, when he gets in those positions, doesn't usually have the quality or the composure to make it count, but did brilliantly for the goal and went round the keeper and it was a brilliant finish.
Yeah. Sonny_HM7 says, Son Heung-min, you worked hard today too. And just some pictures of him in the dugout with the QPR captain and the mascot, and then him on the pitch as well. What have we got next? Next up,
report.
Yeah, some ball. This was some ball. This was some ball from Kulusevski. Ball from Kulusevski playing in Timo Werner. Go up, Vinny. It's that one, yeah.
Yeah, this one.
This ball. Look at that ball.
Beautiful.
Outside of the foot. Put it right on a plate for Timo, and just Timo couldn't do much with it.
He didn't look comfortable there, Timo, but what a beautiful outside of the boot from Decky. Great vision. And he's had a few assists already this pre-season, so he's looking bright, really bright.
Mitch Fretton says, let me try that again. Positive players from the game against QPR. Jed Spence, Yves Bissouma, Luca Gunter, Mikey Moore. Players who I feel didn't do enough. Timo Werner, Manor Solomon. Wasn't impressed by Son or Johnson today either, but understand people think the latter played just fine. Still think he needs to do better with his final ball.
I think Johnson was pretty good.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there were a couple of times where he put in poor balls into the box, but I think for the most part he actually had a really good game, and I felt like in the first half he was our most threatening attacker.
And he put 2 on a plate for Sonny, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, he needs to work on his final ball. Yeah, he could have had 2 assists, so it's not that bad, is it?
Yeah. Spurs Global tweeting out the goal that Bissouma scored today, and I thought it was a goal out of the top draw. Lovely link-up play with him and Kulusevski with the 1-2, and so coolly just took it round the keeper and just slotted it in the back of the net. Yeah,
he kind of... I'm trying to think of like a player who reminds me of, but it's just like
He reminds me of Bissouma.
It wasn't Bissouma. It was just the way he took that goal. Very un-Bissouma-like. I think Bissouma of last season would have probably wouldn't have tried the attempt around the keeper, would have shot and just had it saved for four. So extra big composure is decent. And I remember at the beginning of last season, he was getting himself in these positions quite often, but never really took advantage of them. So let's hope this is a start of something for him.
It's important that Yves Bissouma builds that confidence, isn't it? Because we know an Yves Bissouma low on confidence, he just won't play well. He's very much a confidence player, in my opinion. As you saw at the first 10 games of the season, he started the season really well, and he was just thriving off that confidence. And once a few things started to go wrong with the red cards, the mistakes started to creep in, and he just never really recovered. So hopefully he can build that confidence now over this pre-season.
Yeah.
Another tweet from Kwaka, a South Korean, says, "It's pretty. Is it pretty or interesting?"
I think you're talking about the shirt.
I think, well, it could be. I think it's pretty and interesting.
Yeah,
maybe it's pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting. I'll go with that.
Next one is from Invert the Wing, saying Mikey Moore again, another game, another goal contribution, brilliant. Outside of the foot pass to set up Scarlett for the tap in. 3 pre-season games, 3 goal contributions. He's just 16 generational talent.
You got the Invert the Wing seal of approval then.
Invert the Wing has been banging on about Mikey Moore probably since the back end of last season.
Yeah, he has. And he never gets anything wrong, does he?
Never. Didn't he get the first 7 or 8 scores, actual scores right of Spurs last season?
He was on a unprecedented run of form, I think it's fair to say.
Mr. Alex THFC says, Ange stopping for every single fan for a photo, didn't miss a single fan out. What a man.
Lovely. That's a really nice touch from him. He doesn't have to do that, and that shows he likes to appreciate the fans as well. We see at the games how he always comes over to the fans, so that's a really lovely moment.
Never comes that close.
Never comes that close. You're right, but that's a lovely moment.
Lily White Rose says, absolutely superb Luca Gunter, and you know what, Luca Gunter. I think I had a debate with you about Luca Gunter and Josh Keeley at some point last season. I can't remember when it was. Maybe it was when we were doing that academy video. But I was so impressed whenever I saw him play for the under-21s. He's tall. He's got a big presence in the box. He's strong. He comes and claims those crosses really well. He's got a good shot-stopping ability. And I think he showed all of those facets today.
Yeah, brilliant. You have to say he was commanding. Made some good stops as well. So he seems to be making a big impression, doesn't he? So I wonder if we'll send him out on loan or if he'll be in the under-21s. But he seems to have a really bright future. Looks like a really promising keeper.
Yeah. We can skip the next one, but go down to Spurs OTM. This is Dane Scarlett, Mikey Moore assist. This was the goal. Look at that ball in from Mikey Moore. Look how many people it has to travel past as well. It's just beautiful. Pinpoint, and Dane Scarlett does really well to get ahead of the defender. And I'm not sure if I've got a tweet about this, but I was thinking this during when Dane Scarlett scored. Last game, he had his chances, didn't he? And he kept snapping at shots, and he looked like a player maybe a bit low on confidence. So I think that goal could be quite important for him.
Definitely. And he's a player who hasn't quite gone his way over the last year or so. A player who a lot of people were very excited about, scored loads of goals at youth level. And he's always a player who's kind of, whenever he's had the chance in the first team, he hasn't scored or done anything special. He's always made an impact. He's always been there.
I think he's always played well, yeah.
He's always been all right. So yeah. I think that hopefully that goal can really give him a lot of confidence. That must be his first goal for the first team, I think. I don't remember.
Maybe in a friendly, but I can't remember.
I don't think he has in a friendly. So really big moment for him, and he's still so young. So hopefully he can really kick on now. Yeah.
No Context Tottenham tweeting out this clip of Milesy and Bissouma after the game. This was brilliant. I don't know if you can hear it, guys. Can they hear it? No. Well, go to our Twitter and check it out because it's just a very funny moment from the interview. What does Milesy say?
He says, you got any more goals in you?
Yeah, and Bissouma just laughs at him.
Come on, Bis.
Spurs Express saying, Ange on Bergval's injury, just a bit sore. I don't think it was anything significant. And that is so great to hear because he was literally the conductor in that when he was on the pitch, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was running the show. So definitely don't want him injured, especially in pre-season where that's his time to settle in and get used to his teammates and get used to our style of play. So you don't want him missing that period. That's really important for his development and getting him used to Tottenham. So hopefully he's fit for the other pre-season games and be ready for the Premier League.
Spurs web tweet out saying Ange Postecoglou walks past Yves Bissouma doing his post-match interview and whispers, "It was only a friendly, Biss," in a joke about the midfielder's first goal for the club. Biss needs to remember it was only a friendly. He needs to be doing it in the Premier League.
Absolutely, and that's what Ange was saying in his interview. He said he knows he's capable of it and he just needs to show it more in the Premier League.
Yeah. Next one's from Axel THFC, just saying, mate, this was in the build-up to that Timo Werner chance. Just look at the football on display. Just look at this passing.
Beautiful, beautiful build-up. And there's Decky and a great ball. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. Brilliant. And that wasn't the only time we saw that today as well.
Alfie THFC says Spurs play whenever it's time to produce what everyone pays a £35 a month for. Literally, they went down last game for certain people. They went down today. They even had to cut to the studio.
And also, people are saying that, last year as well.
Yeah, it did happen last year, yeah.
So it seems to be a consistent problem.
It's like whenever the system gets overloaded or something, they just fall down.
Yeah, they're charging a decent amount.
Basically
just for these friendlies, essentially.
Yeah.
And it keeps breaking down, so they've got to sort that out.
And then you've got like QPR also stream the game, and their system's just putting Spurs to shame.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Harry Brooks says lots of depth to Spurs play when they have the ball, but still really good distancing between players, lots of options, and it sees Spurs able to play through thirds in a variety of ways really nicely, less so since Bergvall went off. But when they lose the ball, there is not too much compactness, and QPR are able to play forward quite comfortably quite often.
Yeah, that is something I've noticed, that our pressing is good at times, but too often it gets too easily beaten, I feel, and that leads to good quality chances going against us. So I think Tottenham really got to work on suffocating the opposition. I think we do a really good job in possession, especially in build-up, we do a really good job. And I think sometimes, especially maybe when we're forcing the play back to the keeper, our press is pretty good. But then sometimes we're not suffocating them enough, and they play for us way too easily, and we commit to the press, and it leaves too much space in behind.
I mean, that is something as well that we spoke about when Ange Postecoglou was just taking the job at Spurs about, is he too naive defensively? Do you think he is?
I don't know. I wouldn't say naive. I think he knows exactly how he wants to play. Or maybe he's open. I think he's definitely open, but it can work. But you just need the right players.
BLTHFC says July to November. This is Bissouma.
Ballon d'Or incoming.
Madders THFC says Bergvall already injured.
Yeah, this was all of us after the half an hour.
Literally, I was panicking. I'm not going to lie. Josh King says our need for a striker is nowhere near as bad as our need for two new wingers. Our options on both sides are running behind merchants that can't beat their man, can't hang on to the ball, and can't slow the game down when needed. Werner was a poor signing.
I mean, I don't disagree. I really don't disagree. I think people like Werner and Johnson have their qualities. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad players, and they have a time and a place, and they can definitely work in this system. I think we've seen that. But they also have exactly the problems that Josh is saying. They can't beat their man, especially when they're restricted to space and tight spaces. They're pretty ineffectual. So when it comes to Werner, he's a poor finisher as well. I think.
Did we not see Brennan beat his man a couple of times today, though?
Yeah, in a one-on-one situation when he had space.
Right.
Not when space is restricted. He can do it, but he can't do it when in tight spaces, I feel. And what was he saying? He's saying they're on it. They can't beat their man. They can't hang on to the ball. That's another one. And far too often, I think Brennan's getting a bit better at this, but Werner's not very good at it. When you give them the ball and they've got a defender in their back, too often they try and shield it and they're not strong enough to do it, and they lose the ball too often. And they're not strong enough to hang it on and keep possession, and it leads to way too many turnovers. So there is a problem, and that's why we probably do need at least another winger, I would say, at least.
Yeah. ONTHFC says Spurs play when more than 7 people use the app.
They're cooking Spurs players today, honestly. Yeah, it's not good for them.
And the last one is from Ryan Milne saying, "It was me in the bingo. Do I win a shirt?" You win your props. You still didn't beat us. When you beat us, maybe you'll win a shirt, but you didn't beat us, unfortunately. So, yeah, is what it is. And yeah, we'll go to this last one. Ange Postecoglou from the THFC report. What happened there?
Looks like his sprinklers just turning on, caught in the crossfire. Oh, that, or he just saw Werner's first touch, maybe.
But that is the way that the internet did react to the 2-0 win over QPR today. Some great stuff in there. Do we have anyone that's joined us yet? Nope. All right. What can I say?
No one interested? I think Tottenham Logic, who I could see, was having some audio issues. I think.
Oh, they're having audio issues.
Yeah, so that's why maybe he left. But yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to call in, have their say. I know it's not the most talking point game, so I understand it. But now's your chance if you do want to call in and talk about anything you saw today or anything you think is interesting. You know, what young players you think should be given a chance? Who impressed you? Do we find a new position for certain players? Now's your time. If you want to come on. All the comments saying, Mohammed Kwashiri says, Anne said we have a plan and we'll add some new signings, but he also said that he's comfortable with our situation, so maybe we can play Dekir's false nine and add Eze as one more winger. Yeah, considering that he ended the season as false nine, surprised he hasn't at least seen a few minutes maybe in that position. But, you know, we've got a lot of strikers at the moment.
That's the thing, yeah.
To, surprisingly enough, despite the fact that everyone's desperate for another striker. You've got Valise, Lancashire and Scarlett all minutes. They're all of them wanting minutes.
Do you think this is going to carry on throughout pre-season, the way he's managing the strikers' minutes at the moment? Because I do feel it's a bit like unfortunate for particularly Lancashire after, you know, as Grandpa was saying, you know, such a strong 20 minutes in the Hearts game. Again, you know, you can't really get into your rhythm properly, can you, when you've got such little minutes?
I have a feeling it won't carry on for the rest of the tour. I don't think it's going to be the case. I think it was probably, I got a feeling it was for these couple of games to see which strikers he's going to take on the tour potentially. Because I don't know if he's going to take all of them. And maybe he was giving them all an opportunity to show what they can do.
Okay, well, let's see how it does progress. It looks like we do have someone that's just joined and wants to have their say. He looks like he's on the move. He goes by the name of Mitch. Let's get him on.
Hey, Mitch.
How you doing, guys? Can you see me?
We can see you. I know you probably can't see us. I don't know. There's some sort of malfunction, but as long as you can hear us, that's the main thing.
Yes, yes.
So talk to me. What was your thoughts on the game today?
I didn't manage to see the game, but I did see some snippets and some highlights from it earlier. The youngsters are looking brilliant, aren't they? But they've got to be used in the right way.
Yeah. And what is the right way for you? How do we use them?
For me, I think the cup games, they're so crucial. You think like Kobbie Mainoo last season in the FA Cup, look at him, he got his chance and he just took it full steam ahead.
Yeah, that's true. Kobbie Mainoo did, definitely perform well in the Cups, but he was also playing week in, week out in the Premier League as well for Manchester United.
Yeah.
You look at someone like Lamine Yamal, as soon as he's got his chance at Barcelona at 16 years old, now he's a star and got Young Player of the Euros. So
100%.
if you look at these players, and Mikey Moore is outperforming more or less everyone in pre-season so far. Yeah. So how much of an impact can Mikey Moore have, not just in the Cups, but in the Premier League next season?
I think if we use them in the right way, they can have a real impact, 100%. I think I see before England started the Euros, I think he scored, I don't know if it was a friendly in the competition, Mikey Moore scored that goal for England.
I think it was in the Euros, Euros.
That was unreal. So if we use him in the right way, we can get goals and assists out of him, and that's what we need.
In terms of managing the transfer window, who would you like to see go? What positions would you like to see come in?
I don't think right back is an issue. I think Jed Spence, obviously, I don't know whether he's staying or going, but I would keep him just purely because that the 2 games he has played, he's looked decent. His attitudes look good as well. I think probably striker is where I'm worried about the most, because since Kane's gone, Richarlison's not been cutting it. Son, I'd say he's better as a winger. We probably need him as a winger as well. Midfield, I don't think we need, maybe a creative midfielder as well, if we're not going to use the youngsters.
Sorry.
I don't know who's that in the back end. If you can mute yourself, that would be great. Go on, Mitch. Carry on. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, I think Højbjerg. I think we need to get rid of Højbjerg. I think he needs to go. 100%. Maybe another left winger or a right winger as well. But I think defensively we're good. It's just a striker that I'm mainly worried about because we need goals.
And what striker are you thinking about Tottenham bringing in?
Realistically, it would probably have to be a Tony. I would go for like a Watkins or an Usman, maybe.
Yeah. So I'll probably bring in Messi with them as well, to be honest, and maybe an Mbappe.
Well, why not? Why not?
What are you looking at for next season? What should be the aims for next season? Are you looking at top 4 and a trophy, or maybe a bit more?
Realistically, I'd like to see us win Europa League, and then, if possible, finish in the top 4. But obviously, if we get Europa League, we get Champions League football next season, the following season as well. So, yeah, it'd be nice to see us win the Europa League.
Are you fussed about like top 4? Because like a lot of fans last season, including myself, weren't really too fussed about top 4. Like, would you say top 4 with no trophy would be a good season next year?
No, I think there's got to be a trophy in there somewhere. This season coming, it's got to be done.
Did you sack Ange for that?
No, definitely not. Definitely.
I think top 4 keeps Ange's job. I think outside the top 4 maybe doesn't next season.
What would you say with this, Mitch? Top 4 and no trophy, or win the FA Cup and finish mid-table?
It'd have to be top 4 because I don't think I could see us with the squad we should have finish mid-table. I think that'd be quite bad.
Yeah.
Ange is guaranteed to be sacked.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
do you reckon?
Yeah. No. I'm not saying he's guaranteed to be sacked. I'm saying if we finish mid-table, he is.
Yeah.
Even with an FA Cup win.
Unless if we win Europa League, maybe not. But I think if we win, we could win the Carabao and FA Cup. He probably still gets sacked.
If we win the Carabao and FA Cup and finish mid-table, you reckon he's sacked?
Probably.
Ooh, I don't know
Depends
about
how
that.
bad we are in the league.
What would you two be happy with?
I want top 4 and a trophy, but I think if you would offer me FA Cup for us finishing mid-table, I think I'd probably take the top 4, to be honest. But if it's Europa League and mid, the thing is, the most important thing for me is for us to show progression on last season. We need to keep
100%.
showing progression. As long as we're
100%.
showing progression, we know we're going in the right direction, and that's the main thing.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
yeah, Mitch, thank you for coming on today. Is this your first time calling?
Yes, it is, guys.
Nice one. Where are you calling from?
I'm currently in London as I've got work tonight. So.
All right. Did you go to games?
I do. I think I went to about 5 or 6 last season.
Okay.
So it's good.
Well, please call in again, mate. Great call, and
I will do,
we'll
guys.
speak to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
That was Mitch. Are we going to see if Alan from Tottenham Logic can join again?
Looks like he's crashed it again.
He's crashed again. Unfortunately. Not sure what's going on with Alan, but it looks like you're having a few difficulties there trying to get on the show, to say the least. Shall we play a game of bingo while we're waiting?
All right, go on then. Let's have who's up for a game of bingo? Come on, in the chat. Who wants to play some Tottenham bingo? Come on. Let us know in the chat.
Let me know when 5K is open. George says, how do we hook on, guys? No link in the community section. There should be a link in the community section. I'll change it to silver.
Only Chiro wants to play.
George, check your community section now. All right, we're going to play a game of bingo, and then hopefully George will join, and then we'll end the show, and then we'll get some player ratings and stuff like that to you. Should be coming up now. There you go. All right, yeah, let's get George on.
Here he is.
Just bear with us, George. We're just lining you up. I don't think you're going to be able to see us. Can you hear us, George?
You can't hear us now. Maybe when we come on.
Can you hear us, George? If you push him through, he might be able to hear us. Can you hear us, George?
Hello, George?
No, if you bring him off. Not sure what's going on with George there, but he can't hear us. I can hear him. I can hear him typing.
I can hear him. He's typing something. Is it a glitch on Wirecast?
What about if you shut Rendezvous and reconnect it to the same... Not too sure what's going on. Can you hear George? Can you hear us?
No.
It'd be easier if he could see us as well, but he can't.
What's he left? As a Chelsea fan, I'm scared of Spurs.
So you should be.
This is Francis. Would you rather Gyökeres and Chiesa or Tony and Neto?
Didn't we do this yesterday?
Yeah, we did do this yesterday.
What's he saying?
Gyökeres and Chiesa, it was just Gyökeres.
Oh, just Gyökeres. Gyökeres and Chiesa, or who?
Or Tony and or Neto, or Tony and Neto or Eze.
He can't what? Alright, I don't know what's going on. We're going to play some bingo, and then I think we're going to call it a day. There you go. There's the bingo link, guys. Click the QR code to join. Or you can go to playfootball.games and use that code in the top of the screen. Luva says, "Hi, bruvs. You going on tour to Korea?" Yes, we are, bruvs.
You coming, bruvs?
Who's joining the bingo?
Just me for you, I think.
I'll take it. We'll give it a couple of minutes. If no one joins.
Mikkel.
Brett, Mikkel. Luva says, "Are you paying?" Who else is going to pay?
Paying? Paying or playing?
Paying.
What are we paying? Oh, you mean to Korea.
I didn't understand that.
All right. Come on, 8 of you have joined.
All right, shall we go in?
Let's get it to Ted. Go on. Who's joining?
One more player and we're going to start. There we go. All right. Five, four, three. Oh, it looks like it. Oh, that's okay. Regulon. Nasir Chadley. Noe Pamaro. God, I've got Northern Irish on my thing.
Yeah, me too. Can't think of who's Northern Irish.
Juma.
This isn't good. This is not good.
I'm getting so many weird random players.
Fucked it. Wow, I got so many wrong.
Let's see how many I got wrong. What did you get?
27.
I got 36. I thought Clive Wilson played for Newcastle. Well, that was. I think I was thinking of Raw Fox. Who did you get wrong?
I ran out of names. I just started putting them places because I was running out of names. I got loads wrong.
Is that Ian Walker?
Where?
The picture.
Yeah. No, that's Rebrov.
Oh, who's the George Graham?
Yeah.
I had Jamie Redknapp and Juande Ramos. Had Johnny Jackson in Jamie Redknapp and Steve Malbronk in Juande Ramos. That's it. Looks like I've won. 10 people have finished. Still, nobody can finish above me and Sim. Even when Sim had a stinker. But anyway, I think we're going to bring this show to an end. More content coming your way, though. Player ratings and 5 takeaways, I think, will probably come tomorrow. And that is the last you're going to see of us until we land in Singapore on Tuesday. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. Spurs, keep marching on. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.